Kenny Pickett, rookie, first-round draft pick at quarterback, the only one this year, took first-team reps with the Steelers. So there's 4 teams in this league right now, Carolina, Seattle, the New York Giants, and the Steelers, where they're splitting reps. And I really have nothing against Mitch Trubisky. I think he's probably one of the better bridge quarterbacks in the NFL. But I kind of feel like if you're the Steelers, if you look at this season, Burrow and Lamar are significantly better than any quarterback you have. And Deshaun's probably going to miss the season or a majority of it, right? And so you're thinking to yourself, why not give Pickett 16 starts and figure out right now if you've got him? Do you have a guy? Because think about it. You can start Trubisky, but you're kind of wasting live bullets for Kenny Pickett. And this is the year, let's be honest, you're catching a break with Cleveland. So by next year, Deshaun plays, Lamar plays, Burrow plays. Wouldn't you want to know going into the season, we have the 4th best quarterback? Or do you want to go into next season thinking, I'm not sure. You get kind of a break with the Cleveland mess this year. I would want to cut to the chase. And here's the other thing to consider about Kenny Pickett. He has like 3 years of starts. I mean, Kyler Murray's coming in with a year. A lot of these guys are coming in transfers with a year or two. Kenny Pickett's got 3 years of starts in the same stadium. Shit, man, if he's not ready now, Joe Burrow had 2 years starting in LSU, had to transfer. Look at a lot of these guys. Kyler Murray transfers. How many years starting did a lot of these draft picks get? Trey Lance hadn't played more than a single football game in 2 years. I look at Kenny Pickett and I think, ton of college starts in this stadium. He'll never be more comfortable. Let's just figure out if he can play. Let's just figure it out. Because here's the thing to consider. Because he's 24, because he's played in the stadium, because he's from the area, he's far more comfortable than any rookie quarterback. Okay? Lamar and Burrow both excelled first year. Deshaun Watson played first year. So with the advantages Kenny Pickett has, played in Pittsburgh, played in this stadium, all those college starts, 3-year starter. Shit, if he can't get it done now, you got the wrong guy. Next year is a 5 to 6 first-round quarterback draft. Because really, now that you found George Pickens at wide receiver, you don't have a lot of holes on the roster. You don't have a lot of defensive holes. You don't have a lot of offensive holes. Your only hole could be quarterback. So the way I look at it, Kenny Pickett has so many advantages over other rookie quarterbacks. I would be willing to give a guy that started 1 year, played college out west, moves to New York, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, different area code, different weather, different environment, only started 1 year of college. But Kenny Pickett started 3 years. He's playing in the same stadium. It's his home crowd. If he can't excel at 24 years old in this current environment, you got the wrong guy. You don't want to potentially pass up on next year's quarterback draft with 6 or maybe more first-round picks. Again, a lot of these quarterbacks, they play a year of college, maybe 2. They go cross-country. They get a really harsh environment. The weather changes. They're different coast, time changes. It's a totally different offensive sensibility in the building. I mean, to me, this is the perfect fit. He's 24. Let it rip. You know, I was thinking Aaron Rodgers yesterday was critical of his young Green Bay Packer rookie receivers. And it would eventually come. He said they're too inconsistent. There's too many drops, too many bad routes. And I've said this before, Jamar Chase is an outlier. Cooper Kupp really didn't hit until about year 4. That's usually the case. Now, more so than ever, it's a weapons league. But wide receiver is a timing position, and if the quarterback has a bad left tackle or the quarterback has less time to throw, it disrupts everything. And the Green Bay offensive line this year has two guys coming off ACL tears plus their tight end. So they're going to need a really good run game, and they're going to need their wideouts to be important. So here's the good news for the Packers. And I'm not anti-Green Bay, but I have Minnesota winning the division. The good news for them is that they get a lot of go-either-way games at home. Take out their division games. They get Patriots, go-either-way game home. They get the Cowboys, go-either-way game at home. They get the Rams, go-either-way game at home. They get the Titans, a go-either-way game at home. And they do get some really weak quarterbacks. They face Daniel Jones. They'll face Justin Fields twice in division. But what's interesting is they face a lot of high-powered offenses. And Green Bay will all acknowledge this. This is not going to be as dynamic an offense with Davante Adams. And this is what's interesting. So Matt LaFleur is viewed as an offensive guy, right? Since he's arrived with Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams, do you know what the Packers offense ranks? 13th. It's reasonable to assume without Davante Adams, it's not quite as dynamic. And if you start looking at their schedule this year, they get the Vikings weapons twice. The Lions are flawed, but DeAndre Swift, TJ Hawkinson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, pretty decent offense. They face the Buccaneers and Brady's offense. They face the Rams offense. They face Terry McLaurin, Carson Wentz, and the Washington offense. They face the Cowboys offense. They face the Dolphins offense. Fairly high-powered offenses. So this is one of my criticisms of Matt LaFleur. Shanahan, McVay, and Matt LaFleur were considered sort of the three musketeers. They work in Washington. They all go and get head coaching jobs. Whereas McVay has created stars from lower round draft picks, Cooper Kupp, where he has saved OBJ's dying career, where Shanahan has made 6th-round picks like Elijah Mitchell or a 5th-round pick like George Kittle stars. Matt LaFleur, inheriting Aaron Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams, David Bakhtiari, 13th ranked offense. What is their identity? It's going to be interesting this year. The Packers get a lot of go-either-way games at home, but outside of maybe the Bears and the Giants, they face a lot of teams that are significantly more dynamic with weapons, with more than competent quarterbacks. That's why I don't think they win the division this year. Conversely, Minnesota has every go-either-way game at home except Buffalo. I like the Vikings to win the division. I'm not anti-Green Bay, but Super Bowl windows do close. We saw it with the Seahawks. They close a lot faster than people think. We saw it with the 49ers and Kaepernick. They close quickly. We saw it with the Steelers and Big Ben about 3 years sooner than anybody predicted. The offensive line went downhill, and Ben aged fast. I think the Packers window has closed, and Matt LaFleur, since he's been there, McVay and Shanahan, part of that troika, McVay and Shanahan, they have developed young offensive players. Who's LaFleur developed? Green Bay does not have a number 1 or a number 2 receiver. They had to go out and get Sammy Watkins. Go get, again, Randall Cobb. So I just think a lot of high-powered offenses, a lot of good weapons, and I don't think Green Bay wins shootouts this year. And Aaron Rodgers yesterday complaining about the inconsistency of young receivers. Well, of course he is. He's a Hall of Famer, and they're 22 years old. Wide receiver is a timing position, and Aaron Rodgers is great at it, and rookie wide receivers generally are not.